Well, welcome to our Greater Culture Chats, where we chat about topics that are relevant in the space or just things that are on top of our minds. And so, for this episode today, we are diving into all things the CrossFit Open. So, we are just about 2 weeks away from the kickoff of the 2023 season. So, we're going to chat a little bit about what it is, why you might want to participate, some of our favorite experiences and moments, and a few tips and some things that might help you as you get ready for the Open. So, Chelsea, CrossFit Open, what's it all about?
So the CrossFit Open comes once a year, and it is the beginning of the CrossFit Games season. So in terms of CrossFit as a whole, you've got CrossFit Fitness, the exercise regimen, and then there is the group of people that got together and they were like, well, I could do this workout pretty fast. How fast can you do it? Let's see if we can beat each other and how fast we do it. So they got together and the CrossFit Games were born. And traveling back from that, how do you get to the games? Well, first it was sectionals, and then we added on the open, and that allows everybody to be involved no matter where you're at. We're all going to do the same workout and see if we have the fitness to get into the games. Now, that's kind of a huge level of it, right? Because we're not all trying to get to the games. Some of us, we're just working out, and that is awesome too. So, what the open does is it allows us to see how our fitness may have improved, what's gotten better, what maybe needs a little bit of work, and kind of reveals to us, how we've been training throughout the year. It's awesome when it goes well because, like, you're like, oh, I definitely have improved in my fitness. And then when it doesn't go as well, it's a nice little reminder like, we can always be better. We can always be working on our fitness and working on our skills. And yeah, it's a fun time because it is competitive, but it's fun because we all rally around each other and help push each other forward.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you think about how many affiliates there are, like over 13,000 affiliates across the world. And so there's over millions of people doing this thing called CrossFit. And this is an opportunity for every single person, regardless of where you call home or where you're at in your fitness level, to do essentially the same workouts and sort of celebrate this thing that we do all together, which is why some people call it the world's largest fitness, collaboration, competition, however you want to look at it. So it's really cool to know that hundreds of thousands of people are all signing up and all trying to do the same thing. Like you said, see where you're at, see if there's ways that you can improve or how maybe you've improved. And they've been doing this for a long time now, over a decade of experience, and it's taken on different shapes and different forms. In its current format, we get 3 tests or 3 workouts. So it used to be 5, now it's 3. I think most of us are appreciative of that because by that 3rd week, you're like, all right, I think I've had enough of this.
Yeah, the 3 week model is fantastic. 5 weeks was brutal. But it's a lot of fun because it kind of reminds you of when you were in high school or middle school and you played on sports teams and you were in the playoffs or doing that kind of stuff, because it's really a time to work on your game day mentality.
Mhm.
Like, we practice all year and now we get to put it to the test. Now we get to die a little for fun, now we get to beat our workout partner by 1 second and see how that went. And it's a good time.
Yeah, it brings in some of that nervous excitement because on Thursdays is when they release the workout and everybody's waiting. And there's the big release, and then they usually have some professional level people knocking out the workout to make you feel like, oh, that didn't look that hard. I'm pretty sure I can do that just as well as they did. And then you find out it might be a little different in your own experience. And then you've got until the end of the weekend, essentially till Monday, to knock it out.
Yeah.
And so here at Greater Culture, we'll be taking on those challenges on Saturday, which we're excited about. So athletes will come through, they'll have an opportunity to choose what level of workout works best for them, because there are 3 levels for each workout. There's the RX, there's the scale, and then there's the foundation. So it's open and available to anyone. And then you get somebody who can watch you and say, hey, you're doing the reps the way they're supposed to be done, counting for you so you don't have to worry about counting your own reps. And then at the end of the day, you get a score and it says, hey, based on this workout, here's where your fitness is.
Yeah, it's awesome. And what it does too is, like, sometimes we come in here, we're not really paying attention. We're just doing the workout. Sometimes we're not counting our reps. Sometimes we forget around, right? So first of all, you got to judge. They're telling you what's going on. But second of all, it makes you more conscious of the workout that you're doing. So someone who maybe doesn't pay attention as much is kind of like, oh, if I look at this workout ahead of time, kind of break it apart, I know where I'm supposed to be, I know what I can do. Maybe I can beat the goal that I set for myself and things like that. So it motivates you a little bit more within class and within the workout because you're like, oh, well, I did this at this time, at this weight. Maybe I can do it like this. So you start to strategize a little bit more. And it definitely changes how you look at class and your
Mhm.
fitness a little bit, which is nice. It kind of pushes you forward.
Yeah, and it has a little bit of everything in terms of the movements and the weights. So for folks who are like, "Oh, I love doing gymnastic movements and getting up on the rig," there's probably going to be some of that. For people who appreciate moving a barbell or dumbbells, probably going to be some of that.
Hmm.
And there's always just that level of simplicity where it's like one, two, three movements. Just keep doing them for as many times as you can in like an 8 to 12 minute window, and that's usually where most of the pain happens
Yeah.
because it's like there's no excuse to not keep going. It's
Hmm.
just like, what's your fitness at and can you actually handle or sustain it?
Yeah, and we all know like anything over 7 minutes is just rude,
Yeah.
and everything in the open is 12 to 15
Yeah,
minutes.
exactly. Exactly. So this open comes around once a year, 3 weeks long. People sign up for it, get excited about it. Why do you think people should participate in the open each year?
Well, the CrossFit fundamentalist in me would say, well, we do this for measurable results. You know, it's based in science and that whole idea that like you have this one test that you do and then you test it again. And then the difference in time or weight would be your fitness level going up or down. So the truest in me says it's important to do that to know where you are. We can all feel good, and that's great to check in with your body and see how you're feeling. And like, oh, I feel great, I'm moving great. That's a great standard. But to have measurable numbers is awesome. And then when you're communicating with your coaches, you have these numbers to work off of to increase how you feel as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it may be a little scary because you're like, I don't want to know the numbers. I don't want to know. I don't want to compare myself to anything, right? Because that can get a little dangerous when we start comparing ourselves to other people. But it's within this, set experience that we're all having and we're all trying to push ourselves. So even though you're comparing yourself to others, it's a great way to just kind of check in with yourself and see how you're doing. So
Hmm.
that's like the fundamentalist response
Yeah.
there.
When I think about why people might want to participate, I've certainly been in that realm of like, okay, where's my fitness? How does it stack up? And where do maybe I compare? Or where am I at compared to previous years? Things have shifted for me a little bit in that I've sort of opened or broadened my view and think of it almost through this lens of memories and experiences now. And what I mean by that is, I think we all love creating awesome memories or having great experiences. And when you look at how you can do that, well, you do it with some other people, people you built some relationships with. You do something tough, something challenging, and it's something that pushes you a little bit, maybe outside of your comfort zone. I think that's why so many people love doing Spartan races, 5Ks, 10Ks. Like we just love finding challenges, finding ways that we can do something together. And the Open is just the perfect opportunity to bring all of that together. You get to do it with the people you enjoy working out with every day. You challenge yourself, and then there's just this opportunity to create some memories, create some experiences that really carry you through. Because people get all excited and get worked up for the open, and then it's sort of like, oh, there's a motivator now. Like I want to keep staying consistent, working on my own fitness, just to maybe see where I'm at the following year. And if nothing else, I get a great experience out of it, create some memories, see somebody else do something really cool, or maybe experience something really cool for yourself. So for me, I think that's a big reason why people should participate in the open, because it is such a great way to create some awesome experiences and memories along with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. This time of year, it's all we're all talking about. Oh, remember when this happened in the open, or remember when we did this workout, or how I felt after that workout, and it's like war stories right
Yeah.
now. And yeah, you talking about just creating those memories and experiences. This is when we do it. Class is great, but like this is the time where we're all really heightened and we remember what's going on because we are so in that heightened state.
Yeah, it's amazing how just like the word the open, or you hear people say like this is an open workout, it just like gets the blood pumping a little bit for us, and we're in sort of open prep cycle even within our athletes here, so they're seeing some similar movements and some different rep schemes and time domains, and everybody's kind of like, yeah, I kind of forgot how much this hurts to just like have simple movements that you just have to do over and over again. But it does lead to that, like those war stories of like, oh, last year I was able to do this year I did this, or oh, that workout, that was a tough one, or that
Yeah.
one left me laying on the floor after it. So it's
Yeah.
pretty cool in that way.
Yeah, my catchphrase this time of year is, I don't know why I didn't get better at this. I haven't been working on it all year. Like, definitely when it comes to gymnastics as well.
Yeah, and knowing the guy who's in charge of programming the Open, Adrian Bosman, he has this unique sort of vision and way of taking what we've come to know about movement and how we do things, and he's really simplified it down
Mhm.
and made people sort of go back to basics,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool, but at the same time is super humbling when it's like, hey, move your feet up a wall called a wall walk and come back down. And everybody's like, oh, that's interesting. And it's like the hardest movement. And everybody's like, I hate this. Or, different ways that they've found to challenge people. So it's a cool way to challenge yourself, work and build some of those memories and experiences in there, and then just have a great time with the community.
Yeah.
So when you think about any experiences, memories, anything come to mind for you that's like a standout moment, like either as a coach or as an athlete?
I have two that are really big in my head, and the first one is just when I went way too hard in a workout. The wheels totally came off, and my judge at the time was telling me I needed to chill out, and I knew I needed to, and I looked at her and I just said, I cannot. Like, I am in this. It's too late. I've like the plane, the jet, whatever is on fire, and we're just gonna stay on fire and crash. And it's just, I still remember seeing her face of concern and being like, this isn't gonna go well. Like, I'm just gonna die.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I remember that, and it, is a reminder when I'm doing other workouts, like, this is what's gonna happen. Maybe don't be like that anymore.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then the second one is just a work, like, anytime it's a barbell movement and burpees, even though they hurt, it's my favorite because it's just a time to just rip it and go. And I really like winning, if I'm being honest. I love winning. So workouts that I know I can win.
Mhm.
Um, which one was it? It was 18. It was the year there were two open.
It might have been
Yeah,
the first workout of that particular Open,
it was like 19.1 or 18.1.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I crushed it.
Yeah.
I was stoked, and I knew I was going to crush it from the moment I touched the bar. And just being able to keep a consistent pace in that workout and not, die like I did in that other one was really affirming.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
What about you?
So two come to mind, one as an athlete, one as a coach. The athlete one was probably earlier on in my CrossFit days. I don't remember the year or the workout, but it was this rep scheme of double dumbbell front squats. There was like some burpees over the bar, and then you finished with a 1 rep max clean.
Oh my
And it was pretty gnarly because it was like, how fast do you want to push dumbbells and burpees, and then what can you lift? And so I did pretty well with the first part. And then in the second part, there always seems to be a lot of chaos in the Open. And it's like people are changing
God.
plates and like, I need this, I need that. You have 2 minutes left. You better lift it. And it was one of those situations where I had no idea what was on the bar. Like people were watching and judging and helping, and like you hit it clean and they're just like throwing stuff on there. And you're like, I don't know. And they're just like, just pull it. But that was an opportunity to hit a clean PR, which was pretty cool because it was after doing a full Metcon, and like when everybody's there, you get fired up and didn't even know what was on the bar till like they called time, and I was like, I have no idea what I just lifted because it was like tens, fives, 2.5s, it's all on there. So that was a really cool moment of like, oh wow, like you can do some pretty cool things with the community. And then the second one was as a coach, being somebody who loves all things CrossFit, social media, and all the different personalities. We had a chance to have Sean and Tommy from
Yeah.
Talking Elite Fitness jump in and live broadcast the Open. So getting a chance to commentate with them is like, one of those bucket list items of these are the guys who call the CrossFit games and everything else. So we're calling athletes on the floor doing the Open workouts. That was a pretty cool moment for me. So that was another special Open experience. So lots of moments, whether it's athlete, whether it's coach, whether it's just being part of the community, it's really a special time of year.
Yeah, definitely agree.
And so we've got an opportunity now to maybe share a few tips. We've done this a few years now, both as athlete, both as coach. So we've seen a variety of things, and we've probably experienced them for ourselves. So we're going with our two helps and a So does something come to mind for you that you would say to folks to maybe help or allow them to have the best Open experience possible?
Yeah, the first one is going to be if you think you can, push harder and then some.
Mm,
Because a lot of times the workout ends and people are like, "Oh, I could have done better."
yeah.
I hear that more than anything else, and then they redo the workout, and it's a whole thing. So, a little self talk I give myself is like, "Why did you show up?
Mm,
Why are you here? Did you come here to do it 50%? Then that's okay. Then do it 50%. But if you came to give 110%, let's go right now." So really just, if you think you've got something, push it to that something and then push it a little bit more. Just go just a bit over. Because the worst thing is the wheels fall off.
mm.
That's it. And then we clean up the mess. And that's okay sometimes to just clean up the mess.
And then you get to redo it if you want.
Yeah, and you can still redo it, right? But just don't leave anything in the tank. Don't
Mhm.
be standing, with no sweat on your brow at the end of this workout. You want to be hunched over, not on the ground, but hunched over,
Yeah.
sweat pouring, like you just, climbed a mountain for
Hmm.
sure. Not that you made it halfway up and went back down.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's funny because the help that I have, very similar vein. I was thinking about it, and what I've seen over the years helping coach people is the way they approach the workout, the way they think about the workout really makes a difference in how well they're able to do. And
Mhm.
it's kind of funny, there's some science behind it here, but when people look at the workout as a test or a threat or something that's like out to get them, they tend to not be able to perform as well. They really kind of like shudder, they get a little bit tight. And like you can just tell the whole time, like there's a lot of tension there, and they're
Yeah.
just like worried so much about how they're going to perform. Versus people who walk into this and see it as an opportunity,
Mhm.
see it as a challenge, see it as something that's like, hey, this is fun. Let's just rip it and see what happens. And those folks, you're like, wow, like they maybe hit a PR or they did a move they've never done before, or they find a way to perform as well as they might be able to. So, how you think about the workout? It's 3 workouts. None of us are going on or getting paid for our performances in the open. So, why not look at it as, hey, this is an opportunity for me to see where I'm at. Let's have some fun with it. The community's here. Just grip it and rip it and
Yeah.
let's go. And that tends to have a better impact on their performance and a better experience overall. They're
Mhm.
probably still stressed and they're still, hunched over after the workout, but they're going to be say, you know what? That's as good as I could do. And
Yeah.
that's all that matters at the end of the day. So how they think about the workout is a big one for me going into it. Because you can tell the people who are a little bit nervous, a little
Mhm.
bit on edge before they go into it. And those are those
Yeah.
ones you try and talk them off the ledge a little bit, create some humor, some jokes, and like let them relax just a little bit.
For sure. Yeah.
And then, so we've got some helps that might allow people to have a better experience. Is there any that come to mind?
Well, I think this is like a help and a I think it's correct me if I'm wrong, the Mike Tyson quote, everyone
Hmm.
has a plan until they get punched in the face. And
Hmm.
I think that's just a great way to look at the open in general, is just to have that little mantra in your head, like, what does she mean by getting punched in the face by a workout?
Hmm.
And, we all have the best plans, right? And then you start the workout. And at that point, you want to have like plan A and then honestly plan Z.
Hmm.
Like, what is Z? Oh, Z is just keep moving at any pace that we can.
Yeah.
And so if you know you've got that in your back pocket, it is reassuring. Like, oh, I just have to keep moving some way and I'll be fine.
Hmm.
And that's the everyone's got a plan until they get punched in their face
Oh, I love that.
plan.
My comes down to outfit selection,
Oh, of course.
and being thoughtful and creative. I think with your outfit choices is
Mhm.
always important in the open, especially if there's themes or different dress up days. Making sure you're really dialed in and have a great outfit that will help you to perform.
Yeah.
The second piece that's also maybe a little bit of a help here, but make sure your equipment's ready to go. Like if you need grips, like make sure your grips are good. If you need a
Yeah.
jump rope, make sure that's good. Like I can't tell you how many times people are like, "Oh no, I forgot like this or I forgot that,"
Yeah.
and like the workout's about to start in 10 seconds, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, just make sure you've got the equipment you need to
Yeah.
do the workout as well as you can."
And don't try anything new on game day either. Like open day is game day, right? Like if you don't normally wear like tape on your thumbs, tape on your wrist, and tape on your forehead, don't do it on game day, right? Like it's fine. Like you'll be okay with how you normally do your workouts. Like just because you saw the elites,
Yeah.
do it that way doesn't mean you need to do it that way.
That's probably one of my favorite conversations to have with an athlete. Like, hey, do you have a strategy here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go unbroken, coach. Have you done that before? No,
No.
but today's the day. All right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's see how well this goes for you then. So, yeah, stay within yourself, do things you've done before, and like I said, have a lot of fun with
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
So the Open is practically here.
Yeah.
It's 2 weeks away. At this stage in the game, the fitness level you have is what you're going to have. There's not a lot more we can do other than maybe dialing in a few technical things, just making sure you're eating well and getting some good fuel in your body before you work out. So at this stage in the game, it's just a matter of signing up, having fun, and creating some great memories that will last you a whole year till then, in 2024, we'll say, okay, the Open's coming back around. Well, that has been our Greater Culture Chat, talking all things open. Hopefully, you're taking something away. Hopefully, you're signed up for the Open, participating at your local affiliate or in garage gyms, wherever that might be. We're excited for the Open. It's one of those special times a year for athletes and coaches and gyms. So we hope to see you on the leaderboard, and hopefully, you'll take something away from this chat that we had.
Bye.